Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Faleh Al Fawaz. People usually call me Faleh, or most people are more used to call me Ableh. I was born in Bandung on 25th of August. I started my education at Sabili Kindergarten. After graduating from Sabili, I continued my education at Al Fitro Integrated Islamic Elementary School. My elementary school days are quite pleasant memories for me because at that time I was not faced with the harsh challenges of interaction during adolescence. After graduating from Al Fitra, I continued my education at the fourth level of secondary school at Al Firdaus Islamic Junior High School. There is a school with a pesantren system, and students have to live there and are only allowed to go home once a month. My journey at Al Firdaus was quite winding. Sometimes I felt comfortable, and sometimes I felt uncomfortable and wanted to go home. Because at Al Firdaus, I not only meet people from the same region, but I meet people from the various region with the various different natures too. After graduating from Al Firdaus, I continue my education at Darussalam Tasikmalaya High School. Perhaps of all the school I have ever attended, Darussalam is the one that holds the most memories for me, whether it is bitter memories or sweet memories. There I found a non-blood family, friend who I can consider as a brother more than my own brother. But unfortunately, I was forced to move because of an unpleasant incident. I moved to Riyadul Ulum wa Da'wah High School. There is a place filled with bitter memories for me. I only lasted 3 months there. And then I moved to Persis Wan Bandung High School. After staying for 10 months, there I finally graduated. And now here I am at the Polytechnic Negeri Bandung. I'm not a skilled person in a field, but maybe I have a little ability in some field. In high school, I once participated in an Arabic speech competition within the school, and I was also to be a part of the language section in the school organization. Sometimes I also like to help my friend fix the contact equipment related to electricity. In the future, I want to be someone who is skilled in the field of informatics and can be useful for the people around me. Lately, I enjoy reading fictional stories, watching movie, and hanging out with my friend. Well, on this short occasion, I want to tell you about someone who has motivated me in several ways. Imagine a tall, sturdy man with tan skin, a stern face, sharp eyes, and shoulder-like black hair. He was Khalid bin Walid, the great commander, nicknamed the Unsheathed Sword of Allah. Khalid was born around 585 Masehi in Mecca into the Quraysh tribe, specifically the Banu Makhzum, a tribe known for their wartime zeal. His father, Al-Walid bin al-Mughirah, was a wealthy nobleman in Mecca. From childhood, Khalid grew up in luxury, but his heart was not in wealth, but in courage and skill in battle. From a young age, Khalid preferred to practice horse riding, archery, and swordplay, while other young men were engaged in trade. While traveling with a trade caravan to Syria, he learned military strategy from the Roman army. It was there that his extraordinary talent developed. He was known for his astuteness in reading situation, his composure under pressure, and his sharp instinct on the battlefield. When the Battle of Uhud broke out, Khalid was still on the side of the Quraysh. On the battlefield, he saw the Muslim archers abandon their posts on the hill, and he quickly turned his cavalry to attack from behind. His brilliant strategy left the Muslim rank pinned back. That was the day his brilliance on the battlefield was first demonstrated. Even though he was still an enemy of Islam, whoever behind that victory, his heart began to question. He showed the truth in Islamic teaching that shone ever brighter despite the opposition. Several years later, after much reflection and receiving a letter from his brother who had embraced Islam earlier, Khalid said to himself, "By Allah, this religion must be true." He set out for Medina and along the way met Amr ibn al-As and Uthman ibn Talha, who also wanted to convert to Islam. They came together to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When Khalid pronounced his shahada, the Prophet smiled and said, "Indeed, Mecca has thrown the best of itself to me." From that moment on, Khalid decided to dedicate all his skill to Islam. Since then, Khalid led many great victories. Fatu Makkah, the Yamamah War against the false prophet Musailamah, and the Yarmouk War which overthrew the Romans. He never lost. He won more than 100 battles with extraordinary courage and strategy. But behind his glory, Khalid remained humble. When Caliph Umar bin Khattab removed his position so that the people would not worship him too much, Khalid simply said, "I fought not because of Umar, but because of Allah." After the conquest of Syria, Khalid chose to live in Homs, Syria. He lived simply without wealth and without position. Toward his death in the year 21 Hijriah, Khalid said with teary eyes, "I have fought in more than 100 battles. There is not a single one on my body from behind, but now I die on my bed like a dead camel." May the eyes of coward never sleep peacefully. He died leaving nothing but a sword, a horse, and a servant who he donated to Islam. Khalid bin Walid lived as a true warrior and died as an eternal legend. He is not only an invisible commander, but also a symbol of sincerity, courage, and ingenuity in fighting in the path of Allah. He is Khalid bin Walid, the unsheathed sword of Allah, a name that will always be etched in Islamic history as a symbol of unlimited strength and sacrifice. From the story of Khalid bin Walid, I learned that every struggle will have its reward. Every persistence will bring success. Nothing will be in vain if we are willing to struggle persistently and believe in Allah. And for the next, I want to tell you about my motorbike. Keep enjoy for watching. Okay, let me to tell you about my motorbike. My motorbike is Yamaha Mio M3 or Yamaha SA88, production in 2023, and for the color is red. And the next, I want to tell you about the engine specification. The first, engine type. This motorcycle is uses an air-cooled 4-stroke single overhead camshaft engine. It means the engine relies on air circulation to maintain its temperature and uses a simple yet efficient camshaft system for fuel operation. And next, the engine oil capacity. The engine oil capacity is 0.84 liter in total and 0.80 liter for regular maintenance. It's a small amount designed for efficient lubrication in a compact engine. The engine uses a single cylinder layout with a bore and stroke measurement of 52.4 by 57.9 millimeters. This configuration provides a good balance between power and fuel efficiency. And the compression ratio is 9.5 to 1, which indicate moderate performance and compatibility with regular fuel. The engine displacement is 124.96 cubic centimeter, classifying it as a 125cc motorcycle, a common size for urban commuting. In terms of the performance, the maximum power output is 7.0 kilowatt at 8,000 revolution every minute, while the maximum torque reaches 9.6 Newton meter at 500 rpm. These figures ensure smooth acceleration and good performance for daily riding. The starting system combines both electric and Kickstarter, providing flexibility and convenience for the rider. The lubrication system used is a wet sump type, which keep the oil stored in the crankcase for consistent lubrication. For the fuel system, it uses fuel injection technology, which improves fuel efficiency and reduces emission compared to a carburetor system. The clutch type is dry and centrifugal automatic, meaning the rider doesn't need to manually control the clutch. It engages automatically based on the engine speed. The transmission system uses a V-belt automatic, a type of continuously variable transmission CVT that delivers a smooth and effortless riding experience. And next, I want to tell you about the frame specification. From the frame type, this bike uses an underbone frame, which is known for its lightweight structure and excellent balance. It's commonly used in scooter and commuter motorcycle because it provides stability and easy handling, perfect for city riding. Next, for the front suspension, it uses a telescopic fork system. This type of suspension helps absorb shock from the road, giving the rider a smooth and comfortable experience even on uneven surface. Meanwhile, the rear suspension is a unit swing which support the rear wheel movement and keep the motorcycle stable during acceleration and cornering. For tires, the front tire size is 190 at 1459J and the rear tire is 110 90 1464J. Both are tubeless. Tubeless tires are safer and easier to maintain because they reduce the risk of sudden air loss in case of a puncture. Moving on the braking system. The front brake uses a disc brake, offering strong and responsive stopping power, while the rear brake still uses a drum brake, which is reliable and requires slow maintenance. Overall, this combination of frame, suspension, tires, and braking system provide a great balance between comfort, safety, and control, making this motorcycle very suitable for daily use. And for dimension, the overall length, width, and height are 1905 mm and 690 mm and 1035 mm respectively. This proportion give the bike a compact and agile profile, easy to maneuver in city traffic. The wheelbase measure 1275 mm, providing good balance and stability while riding at various speed. The ground clearance is 100 35 mm, which is sufficient to handle small bump or uneven road comfortable. The seat height is 780 mm, making it comfortable for most riders, even those with shorter height. The curb weight is 101 kg, which keeps the motorcycle light and easy to control, especially during parkour or low speed riding. Lastly, the full tank capacity is 4.2 liter, which is ideal for daily commuting, offering a good balance between full economy and travel distance. Overall, this specification make the motorcycle lightweight, practical, and efficient, perfectly suited for everyday city ride. And for the electrical system, this motorcycle uses a TCI ignition system, which stands for transistor controlled ignition. The system ensures a stable and efficient spark, resulting in smoother engine performance and better fuel efficiency. The battery type used is YTZ4V or GTZ4V, which are compact, maintenance-free batteries designed for reliable starting power and long lifespan. For the spark plug, the motorcycle uses NGK CR6 HSA, a well-known and high-quality type that provides efficient ignition and durability even under high temperature. And finally, I want to tell you about my house and the area around my house and also the country that I hope to visit. Keep enjoy for watching. My house is in the Bandung area, more precisely on Ciwastra Street, Buah Batu Village in the Gria Bandung Indah Complex. If you look at the map, the Gria Bandung Indah Complex is quite a large complex. In my opinion, my house is a comfortable environment because the residents in my neighborhood are friendly people and nice to chat with. My house is close to the mosque, can be reached by walking. My house is also close to the toll road because the complex gate is on the edge of the toll road. If you want to swim, my house is close to Marga Cinta Park, can be reached in 15 minutes by motorbike. The main road in the area of my house can be said to be a busy and congested road, especially during work hours. You can visit my house by motorbike or private car, or you can also use angkot. But if you use angkot, you have to continue using ojek to get to my house because the complex gate is not passed by angkot. If you use a motorbike to go to my house from the Polytechnic Negeri Bandung, you can reach it in 40 minutes if the road is smooth and 1 hour if the road are constant. And for the country that I really want to visit is Mecca. I want to perform the Umrah pilgrimage with my family there. I want to go to around the Kaaba. Then I also want to kiss the Hajar Aswad stone. Then I also want to visit Medina. I want to experience praying in the Nabawi Mosque and prostrating there. Then I also want to visit Turkey. I want to visit the Panorama 1453 Museum in Istanbul. I want to see the history of the Muhammad Al-Fatih War. And from what I hear, in the museum there is the head of Vlad Dracula. Yes, maybe that what can I tell to you all. Thank you for watching and don't forget like and subscribe. Bye bye.